After some up and down results, most recently, we still find ourselves within touching distance of European positions here with Union Berlin. We start today at the end of November. We're slap bang mid-table, top of the bottom half. 5 points off 15th placed Augsburg, who are our first opponents today. But equally, only 15 points off Borussia Dortmund in third. And of course, those Champions League spots. So there's still all to play for this season with Union Berlin, and we plan to play for it too. We will be playing Bayern Munich today. We also will find out our European future, I would imagine, with the away game against Braga to lead us into the game against Bayern, and then we've got Borussia Mönchengladbach after that. It's going to be an interesting episode, to say the least. If we can scrape something against Bayern, beat Braga, beat Augsburg, and get a point against Borussia Mönchengladbach, or even a win, then I'd be absolutely thrilled. We may have Mönchengladbach tomorrow. I'm tempted to play all three today and play the Augsburg game and then sim the Bochum one. It's a case of figuring out which is the side that we feel like we stand a better chance of getting a result against in a sim. At the minute, Heidenheim haven't won a single game this year. FC Köln have only won one. They're in 17th, so perhaps that is the one that we sim of the 7 games in front of us, that being the last one of the month there before we head to December in the January transfer window. So maybe we play Augsburg, we play Braga, we play Bayern. Tomorrow we'll play Mönchengladbach, Real Madrid, and Bochum, and then we'll sim FC Köln. Bochum actually above us in the table right now. So there you go, decision made. We will play the 3 games that we have in front of us most immediately. At the beginning of today's episode, we say thank you to JMS, to Evan Plays, and also to Bayern, weirdly, as well, for your support in the comment section most recently. Thank you very much indeed. Do continue to keep your comments coming to stand a chance of being up on that board in future episodes. We are very close to the January transfer window, as you can see, or could have seen. So have a think about what we might be doing in the January transfer window. We'll cover it in a bit more depth in tomorrow's episode, but 33 million euro is our budget. Put your thinking caps on. Danny Welbeck is up top for Augsburg, and they're 4-4-2. They've got Kevin and Babu at right back. Udokai at centre back will be decent as well. Lost 4 of their last 5, so they're definitely there for the taking. All we need to do is take them. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying, of course, I'd very much appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more. Come and join me on stream as well, it'd be great to see you. Twitch.tv/ChesnoidGaming. There's a link in the description to the new YouTube streaming channel, which will be live in the next few days. But for now, we're going to concentrate on hoping that Becker can be back with a bang. Good play down the right from Augsburg here, with them having lost 4 of their last 5, with them being on the run of form that they are. That was a lovely turn. I'm not sure if this will be the game that they respond and bounce back to form, or whether it will be what they've most recently been putting out, which is a poor performance. They are seemingly untackleable at the moment, though. And Cardona could, arguably should, have given them a 1-0 lead, but he's pulled it over the bar. Has Sucic with him still, and some space to get into maybe. Through there for Becker. Lovely take, lovely turn. Mitchell Weiser looking to get in behind. I'm going to need that support, and here is Geraldo Becker, and there's many on the edge of the box. Toussaint, Kral. From outside and from range, it's wide of the target. In the Bundesliga thus far, I've found that a lot of defences put together a low block and they just sit. And it's so difficult to find a way to break through that line. Whether it's because of my tactics, whether it's because of the current calibre of player that we have, or more accurately, don't have at the club, I'm not sure. 32 minutes in, we've had a chance apiece, but it's a tight and nervy affair here. They want to get themselves away from the relegation zone. We want to get ourselves towards the top 4. And at the moment, neither side is taking that risk that might reap the reward. Gersons and Kral. Folland make the run. He has. Folland's in. Oh, Folland's not in. The defence just able to close up and narrow up quickly enough. But that's what we need to do. Those quick balls forward to find the gaps. Because they're not leaving many at the moment, this Augsburg defence. And it's making them very difficult to break apart. And Buku. Little ball rolls work well. And in here to Welbeck. Danny Welbeck draws the save out of Herno, and that's probably the best chance that either side have created thus far. No changes for either team yet. Okugawa, will whip the ball in. I'm just trying to nod that down with Sucic, and then Toussaint can get it back to him. Folland is the man left forward, and there is gaps there. And it might well have taken Augsburg trying to go for the goal themselves, for us to take the lead from their own corner. We punish them for leaving not enough men back. Kevin Folland is the main man in the front line for this Union Berlin side so far this season, and proving so yet again. Our number 10 makes it 1-0, although you probably need it that way around. Kev through that gap. Lovely turn. Still got it. Good footwork. See the man out wide. Float it to Mitchell Weiser. Need Sucic to make me a decent run, please. Which he does eventually. Sucic back on that left, into the middle. Geraldo Becker on his return to the team misses the target. I have not clicked with Geraldo Becker in this save so far. It is only my 3rd game with him, despite this being like the 7th episode because of his injury that saw him out for 3 months. But I am yet to score with Geraldo Becker, and I don't know whether I'd be better cashing in at this stage. We'll obviously have a few more games between now and January to decide what to do with him. But he's definitely one of the more valuable players in the team. So if we wanted to replace someone of high value to try and bring in a fresh bit of talent that maybe I could do a little bit better with, then he would be the go-to to change. Welbeck's trying to get that under control. Folland gets caught there and will take the advantage and play on with it. Oh, that's the final whistle. I hadn't even noticed the clock. So I'm contemplating selling Becker, but at the moment, I need to play with him a bit more because, like I say, that was only my 3rd game with him. A game of few chances there for both sides, but a game that sees us take all of the points, which is the most important thing. Now, does that move us closer to the European spots, or are we simply maintaining that 5-point gap? We are bottom of the Champions League table. We'll focus on that in just a moment. We are now 9th and still now 4 points off the top 4. It was 5 to Dortmund and Frankfurt. Frankfurt drew, Dortmund won, and Leverkusen have dropped to 4th. So we are now 3 points outside the top 5 and 4 points off 4th. It is slowly coming back to us this season. Now the Champions League, however, is away from us as it stands. On paper, in theory, we could still qualify. If we beat Braga and Napoli beat Real Madrid, and then we beat Real Madrid and Napoli beat Braga, we could finish 2nd. Not going to happen. Our best possible scenario, I believe, for us that's realistic right now is beat Braga today, go level on points with them, and then hope that Napoli beat them in the final match day and we can maybe sneak a point against Real Madrid, or, depending on what the situation looks like in the table after we beat Braga, if we beat Braga, we might be up in 3rd, we might still be 4th, we might not necessarily need to beat Real Madrid or even take a point from Real Madrid. If we beat Braga and sit in 3rd, then we just need to better their result or match their result on the final match day, and we will go through to the Europa League round of 32. We'd very much like to not go out of Europe at this stage of the season. Brendan Aronson is on his way back. Inter are unhappy with the amount of football that Evan Ferguson has been playing, but quite frankly, he was brought in as an emergency loan when Becker got injured, and when I played him, he wasn't very good anyway, so I'm not actually that bothered by Evan Ferguson getting recalled. He's been a bit of a disappointment. Might be a player that would be better suited to us maybe in a championship save, or a championship level, but at the top flight, in Germany at least, he's not cutting the mustard so far. Here, though, against Braga, I'm actually going to give Fofana the start. Outside of that, we will be unchanged from the previous game. Braga will line up with their lineup, as you see it there. Bruma on the left, who tore me apart, to be fair, the first time around. Al-Mazrati is a monster in the middle. Mateus was very good for them in goal as well. And the rest of the side are just good enough. They've got Ricardo Horta starting. Andre Horta is injured and unavailable, and that could be good news for us, but they beat us last time. We need to beat them this time. Nicely done. One back. Goosens. Go again. Come on then. Fofana's with me. And here is Luka Sucic. And that is wide of the target. Unacceptable level of finishing from Luka Sucic there. We might not get a better chance. I don't know how he's bottled that. Okay, I'm not sure what the foul was for. What the free kick was for. Sutic from range, maybe? Oh my god, it's going in. Well, he can't finish from 10 yards, but he can from 25. Luka Sutic shows that, yes, he does know how to finish. What a Trevelled effort into the far top corner. Goal of the season so far, I think. Laid off, takes the touch, and then just bends it over the defender. It's not actually that far into the corner. In fact, it's pretty central, but it's just got the height on it to dip over the keeper and under the bar. No chance for keeps. That is unbelievable, actually, from Luka Sutic. I can't quite believe he's actually done it. Oh, it's poor from Braga. Kral will use Gersons. Folland is still there down the line. Brilliantly takes it in his stride. Cut this back looking for Fofana. Al-Masrati's the man in the way again. I do not like Al-Masrati. I also don't like the fact that the defender didn't lock onto that and just ran underneath it. Sharp turn. We could be in trouble here. We are in trouble. We are lucky that they finished so poorly, because that was a really good counter-attack and could very much have ended in an equalising goal for Braga. He's absolutely gone for me there. And that had me flustered enough to mess the pass up. Ricardo Horta into the box. We will not have that back. They will score. Banza levels it. Bollocks. Can't get it off him. Only Lopez. When I do get off him, get a toe in, it just goes straight back to them. Horta's heavy touch takes him away from goal, but it was wasted the time they needed to waste to ensure that they get the point they wanted. Braga 1, Union Berlin 1, our second point of the Champions League group stage, but leaves us in a position where we need to beat Real Madrid on the final group stage day to stand a chance of going into the Europa League. We need Napoli to beat Braga, and we need to beat Real Madrid. Otherwise, we are in trouble. We are going out, headed out of the Champions League. We've not had any luck, really, with our youth scouting so far, which is why you've basically not seen anything of it to this point. Again, he's kind of similar to Oliver, really, isn't he? In that positioning's very poor. The rest of the stats aren't really good enough. His kicking's great, but kicking's not really that much of an important stat. Stefan Gross is probably not a left back with that level of acceleration. Technically, he is dead. 5'9" as well, so he's really not a centre back either. Passing's decent, tackling's okay. He might be able to be a centre mid, maybe 24 weeks to centre mid. He's not going to be a fullback. He's not going to be a centre back. So centre mid or CDM are probably the better options. I'll set centre mid rather than CDM because Toussaint Kral are my go-to centre mids at the minute. And if he grows well and quickly, he might stand a chance of being part of our plans at some point in this save. We have a game in hand on those above us, or some of those above us. It just so happens that that game in hand is against Bayern Munich. So wish me luck, won't you? Their lineup is as follows. Neuer, Guerrero, Upamecano, Min-jae, Mazraoui, Sané and Coman out wide with Kimmich and Lima in the middle, Musiala at cam and Big H up top. And cry. This is not going to go well. Maybe, with Bayern presumably being more attack-minded and less likely to enforce a low block, there might be the opportunity to actually, against a much better side, get a better result. Do what we can here against Bayern, but some of the pace they have is genuinely scary, and obviously the quality in possession they have is equally just as scary. Former Dortmund man getting forward is Leroy Sané. Trimmel getting stuck on Harry Kane. Kane! Saved by Renault. Trimmel, the quickest to react to it, actually. The ageing centre-back, the man of choice here ahead of a tired Leonardo Bonucci. Now then, Geraldo. Oh. Yeah, Geraldo Becker ain't the one, I don't think. Just not clicking with him. Musiala went to drive into the space. I was not ready for that. Thought he was going to play it to H. Jamal Musiala in a very dangerous position here, but Dookie deals with it. We're going to be doing a lot of that. Chasing the ball and hoping we get lucky by winning it back. Becker's done brilliantly there. That was much better from him. And the pass is decent too. Get it back to him here. He's got Krell here in support. Krell has Folland in a good position, but he just drifted offside. 25 minutes in. They've tested the goalkeeper once. We are yet to test Manuel Neuer, but they've not been worlds apart. Bayern. I need runners, please. Here comes Krell. Krell from range. Goossens will pick it up. Look at the back post. Oh, Becker just didn't drive into that space. There was room to get in there. Frustrating opening half an hour here. I feel like Bayern might be slightly vulnerable on occasion. We've just got to take advantage of that. Musiala being that man to link midfield and attack. Here's Harry Kane. The pullback is there. Hopefully we've got enough men around him here to stop him from doing so. He's so strong. I just can't get it off him. Musiala back, and Renault with a comfortable save. Lovely ball. Weiser. If Goossens could drive at the back post, he'd be in a great position to receive the ball, but he just doesn't want to drive at the back post. I thought that had gone out. Genuinely thought that was off the pitch, so took the shot first time with Folland, expecting the whistle to go. It didn't, and actually, on his right foot, he could maybe a bit more accurate. Might have even had the time there to take a quick touch and then try and finish with his left. Rafael Guerreiro has picked up a knock for Bayern, so presumably they might well be making a change at some point soon. They've got Ferland Mendy to come on at left back, so it's not like they haven't got options. But at the minute, we look half decent for a point here against Bayern. It's Guerreiro. He's shaken off the knock from the first half. Musiala looking to get into some space. Dookie intercepts, then just wouldn't touch the ball. Musiala, saved by Renault. Had that quite a few players recently. They'll intercept something and then just not do anything with it. They won't take another touch. They won't move. It's just kind of hover next to it, and I don't quite know why that's the case at the minute. Whether it's quality of player or the sliders or my controller settings or what, but it's cost me goals previously. It nearly cost me another one there. It still might if they end up scoring from this phase of play. Got nowhere to go with Krell there. Just absolutely nowhere. No options. Get out. Folland needs to win this header. He hasn't. Goretzka does. Goretzka going solo. Koeman with a turn. And there is the goal. The quality shows eventually. 1-0 Bayern, 65th minute. Goretzka with a terrible touch from the throw that gives us possession back. There's been 1 or 2 minutes only added on in every Bundesliga game we've played so far. Geraldo Becker, now is your time, sir. Now is the time for Matthijs de Ligt to prove why he is one of the best centre-backs in the entire division and the entirety of Europe. Geraldo Becker, with all of his pace, couldn't get past Matthijs de Ligt. We lose at the Allianz Arena, unfortunately. It's defeat against Bayern in a game I felt competitive, but goals have been hard to come by. If Kevin Folland doesn't score, we don't score. We start the next episode tomorrow with Borussia Mönchengladbach at home. It's obviously a winnable game, but whether we do it or not, I don't know. In the league, we stay 10th. We keep hovering mid-table, don't we? But 10th is not going to be good enough for the board. It's not going to satisfy the board. And yesterday, we started in 10th, 5 points off the Champions League spots. 6 games later, 2 episodes later, we are 5 points off the Champions League spots in 10th. It's that kind of season so far, isn't it? If we can get something against Mönchengladbach, if we can get a win against Bochum, and a win against Köln as well, to be fair, and who knows what's going to happen against Real Madrid. That one's as much up in the air as any other at the moment. Then the future still looks bright for Union, but we know we need to strengthen in January. But the question is, where? What do we do? Do I need centre-backs? I don't think so. Do I need a better goalkeeper? I don't think so. I certainly need a goal scorer. But do I sell Geraldo Becker to get one? He's 28 years old. He's not performing. Just because he's quick doesn't necessarily mean that that's a reason to keep him. Because evidently we don't necessarily need quick players to score the goals. Becker might be on his way out, and a new striker might be on his way in. I certainly would consider selling Haber as well to find another centre mid. A centre mid and a striker might be on our shopping list, I think. Aronson is on his way back, but not fully fit yet. But soon to be. Certainly going to be an intriguing one. Tomorrow's episode and the January transfer window. But do leave your feedback in the comment section down below. It's very much needed. And I'll pop some new names on the board behind me for the next episode tomorrow. But for today, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you in that one tomorrow.